So, day 2 of being a YouTuber. Today's job, because it's such a nice day, I'm going to play around by the lake and sort out some brambles down here. People sometimes just want to get rid of all the brambles, but I think it kind of makes sense to use them to your advantage. So you can see here where people have been driving off the road. Rather than just cutting them all back and encouraging people to drive off the road, I'm going to leave a little strip of them here and just take out these ones over here. On this side you can see a classic example of succession, which is where the brambles take over and allow the trees to grow up through it. So we've got some nice young growth of trees in here. So here again I'll probably cut the brambles back, but just leave them around the base of the trees to protect them from sheep, because this bit does get grazed sometimes. Yeah, I'll do a bit of that, because look at it, it's beautiful out here. So here you can see I've cut them down on this side and left like a little hedge of them on this side. So I'm not trying to get rid of the brambles, just control them. But what I've been doing, there's been loads of rubbish in there, and I found a few rhododendrons in the middle of it, which is another good reason to get rid of big patches around here, because unlike the brambles, we are trying to get rid of all rhododendrons. Here's an example of a rhododendron that should be hand pulled, because it's only little, but it's right next to a watercourse, and we don't want to be spraying near watercourses, so I can pull this out at this stage instead of letting it get really big. So I'll do that now. So there you go, we've pulled them out, and you snap them in half, hang them in a tree to stop them rerouting, and then we don't have to spray near the rivers. I should probably say about health and safety. Obviously no one should spray anything unless they've got a licence or use a chainsaw. The edge tools can be dangerous. Don't try any of this at home unless you know what you're doing, etc. So there's another little patch done. Could be the backdrop to 1,000 selfies this summer. And then I'm going up into the woods to cut some more, but this time I'm going to be cutting like paths into the middle of big patches, so I can then spray the centre of the patches and leave the outside as a fence to encourage natural regeneration in the middle, and sort of speeding up succession a little bit. So there are obviously other ways of controlling brambles. These have been sprayed, which has killed most of them. A few have survived. The better way is sometimes to control them with livestock, so the sheep will eat them. They're actually quite a good food source. You can see there's a sheep been eating this one here. It's difficult to get the stocking densities right, so they eat the brambles and not the trees. So here, my plan is there's a big patch here and I want more trees, so I'm going to cut with the chainsaw a path into the middle, and then I'll spray it. I'm going to spray this with glyphosate because it will kill everything including the grass, and then hopefully we'll get a lot of natural regeneration off these seed source trees up here. If you were somewhere else you could use something like Grazon, which will just kill the brambles and leave the grass, but it's a more persistent chemical. It doesn't break down as quick as glyphosate. So here I think glyphosate's the right thing to use. Yeah. And we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we'll get more trees here. So, change of plan. When I got in there, it wasn't quite as big, that patch, as I'd remembered. And also the soil in there is pretty clear, there's not much bracken or grass underneath it. So I think I'll probably directly plant into there. I've cut a path into the middle and cleared an area in the middle so I can get in there. And then if I plant some bigger trees, they should just grow fine through the brambles and the sheep can't get to them. I should probably say it's better, you don't have to use any spray, which is horrible stuff. Another way of getting brambles obviously is to pull them out by hand. If you've got some hedging gloves or some tough gloves, you can just pull them out by the roots, wrap them up, and then they won't grow back. Or a better thing could be maybe to get a stick, and you get the stick and you can wrap the stick around a couple of times. It'll give you some more leverage and you can just pull them out. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough of being a YouTuber for one day. I'll go and do something else.